Arm circles. Forward big. Forward fast small. Forward medium, medium pace. Palms, starting down the ground, fingers starting down. Palms, my thighs. Forward arm circles. I'm going to go back, start squeezing, 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 squeezing my shoulder blades. 8 count on the way up. Going as far up as I can. Biceps, 5 my ears to the top. Drop down nice and slow. Once again, forward, palms to my sides. Going back, squeeze my shoulder blades, engaging, 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 engaging up. 8 count to the top. Elbows to my ears. Drop them down nice and easy. Next one is going to be forward again. Now we're going to go small. Important part here, elbow lines up with shoulder, arm is completely locked out. Small circles, fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of these are in a 10 count. Next one is forward at a medium pace. I'm going to have rhythm in my shoulder blades as I do this. Same thing, elbows completely locked out, fingers pointing straight out. Medium circles, medium pace. I'm going to go forward and down. When I come back, I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together. Easy fall in the front, so I'm going to create a rhythm. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Side angle, same thing. Fingers line up with shoulders. Elbows are completely locked out. Forward, squeeze on the way back, squeeze on the way back, squeeze on the way back. Next one is going to be backward arm circles big. Difference in backwards and forward. Palms face away from me to start. I'm going up in front of me. Palms face away, easy on the way up. As soon as I get to the top, start to engage my shoulder blades. Dropping, 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 dropping for an 8 count. Coming out front nice and easy. Palms away. Palms go up. Biceps by my ears. Drop them down for an 8 count. Squeeze shoulder blades on the way down. Relax. Next one, backward arm circles, palms up, elbows completely straight, lined up with shoulders, fingertips on shoulders. Back fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next one, medium at a medium pace. Same rhythm as the one previous going forward. Difference is I'm just going backwards. So palms are up, squeeze on the way back, squeeze on the way back, squeeze on the way back. Those are your arm circles. Single arm claps. Single arm claps, I'm using the blue ball here. You can use your green, or you can use 2.5 pound or 5 pound plates, whatever you choose on this. Just don't want to be too heavy, you want to be able to control the weight. So single arm claps, I'm in a poor squat position, good back posture, chest facing the ground. Hands are straight down below me. I'm going to clap one ball to the other. I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to try to be straight up and straight down, 180-degree angle, straight line to the ground. What I don't want to do is I don't want to make my chest move my arm. What I mean by that is I don't want to turn my chest out and then bring my arm up. I want my arm to pull my chest up. So my arm pulls my chest up. Everything is based off of my arm. So in full motion, I'm going to clap, clap, clap. Biggest mistake that people will make on this one is they don't see themselves from the side. They're going to go clap, come straight up and down with my throwing arm, my non-throwing arm. I'm getting back in here somewhere. I'm going to be straight up and straight down. Check yourself by taking a look up and take a look down every so often. Just get a rhythm going back and forth. And I'm going to hold it for a slight pause at the top of my peak position. Single arm trunk raise. Single arm trunk raise, I'm in that poor squat position that I was just in for my claps. I'm going to take my blue ball, my green ball, and my 2.5 pound weight. I'm going to put my non-throwing arm to my knee to give myself a little bit more support. Shoulder mobility on this one, a little bit of flexibility into it. Going down with a straight arm, I'm going up, bicep on my ear as close as I can get to it. If I get out here, I'm in a bad position. I want to get straight up over top of my head, hold it for a 2 count. So I'm down, 1, 2, down, 1, 2. If your head's into the ground, that's not good either. Keep your eyes up somewhere you can see something. That's it. 1. Front and side R&D on your sheet means front and side raise and drop. So front side raise drop, you're gonna have 2.5, 5 pound weights or 2, 3 pound balls. I'm gonna start at my thighs, good posture. I'm only coming up to shoulder height, no higher. Balls won't touch, balls will be slightly apart. When I go sideways, I'm gonna squeeze my shoulder blades. Same thing, shoulder height only. important part of this is I'm not conducting an orchestra and I'm not going back and forth too quickly. I'm going to take a 1 second pause at each spot before I raise and drop, or move to my lateral movement. Up, 1, drop catch. Side, 1, drop catch. Up, 1, drop catch. Side, drop catch. Notice that I'm pausing at the bottom. Here's what you don't want to do, because that's not doing anything for you. Postures, I'm going to be in that same bad position that I was on the last two, except I'm going to hang a little bit more with my lower back. I'm not going to keep as good a posture. I want my arm to hang. Blue ball, 2.5 pound plate, 5 pound plate, 10 pound dumbbell, anything like that can be used. I wouldn't go up over a 15 pound dumbbell. You don't need to. So on my postures, I'm letting my arm hang. I'm going clockwise, big circles, small circles, your choice. Letting my arm hang. Clockwise for 20, counterclockwise for 20. All that's going to do is stretch your shoulder out. It should be stress-free. Yep. Internal external rotation. So, important parts of my internal external rotation. My elbow on internal rotation, this is at the low position. My elbow as close to my body as I can. Triceps should be touching. I'm at a 90-degree angle from my wrist to my elbow to my shoulder, and from my wrist to my elbow to the ground, both at a 90-degree angle. Keep my hand on my chest to keep good posture right here. You can strap into your J-band if you'd like, or throw your fingers through it. Important part on all of the J-bands with your wrist is that you feel like there should be a pin through your wrist. If I don't have a pin through my wrist, as soon as I start to move over, across my body, or away from my body, if I start to flex my wrist, now I'm doing a forearm workout. I'm no longer doing anything for my rotator cuff and shoulder. So, internal rotation, I want to post it up to the side of my body, a little bit of tension on the band already, going across, coming back, going across, coming back. There is no rush in this exercise, and I want to control the band. I do not want the band to control me. And once again, nice and easy, maybe a 2 count over, 2 count back. I'm controlling the band isn't controlling me. On external rotation, it's the exact same thing. I'm set up at a 90-degree angle, starting across my body this time. Elbow attaches to my body. I'm bringing the band out away from me. My tricep should always still be connected to my body. My elbow may have a slight amount of space between my body and my elbow. Going nice and slow once again. Going out as far as I can on my range of motion, but not flexing my wrist. Back in, back out. Common mistake people make is they try to take it too far and try to overwork their shoulder. This is for small muscles, not big muscles. So the biggest issue here is guys will go out and they will turn their body and they will detach their elbow and their tricep from their body. At this point, you're no longer working your rotator cuff and your shoulder. So once again, I'm in tight to my body, out, and coming back in. If you find yourself turning out, you probably have too much tension on that band, or you're just trying to overwork it. Next one is going to be your internal external from a high position. So important part on my internal external from the high position, exact same movement, 90 from my wrist to my elbow to my shoulder. My other arm does the same thing. So I'm going to sit up in a box. If I bend down, you can see that I have a rectangle going on. And I'm going to keep my elbows at shoulder height or slightly above. What I want to do with my non-throwing hand is I want to create a surface similar to a bowl or a cup right here. I want to set my elbow into that spot and I want to rotate my elbow on that spot. So in the internal external H for high position, my wrist once again is not flexed. I'm going straight up, getting to a 90-degree angle, wrist elbow to elbow. I'm at that 90-degree angle, down nice and easy, pull back up. Next spot is my internal rotation high. Same thing here. I'm starting at that 90-degree angle, everything shoulder height, straight down, straight back up, controlling the band does not control me. Next one we have on the list is 90-degree forward and 90-degree backward. This is just a shoulder rotational exercise. I'm going to be up at a 90-degree angle. Important part here is that I have very good posture on my elbow, always sits in one spot. In order to get better posture, especially for younger guys, put your hand behind your head. That typically creates better posture in your back. I'm gonna have my 90-degree angle again from my wrist to my elbow to my shoulder, from my elbow to my armpit to the ground. And all I'm gonna do is rotate my arm straight down. My elbow stays in the same spot, and I'm rotating straight down. Once again, I'm controlling the band's not controlling me, and my elbow is not coming forward out of position. All my elbow does is rotate straight down. This is a very easy exercise, and it's meant to be easy. You shouldn't be putting more stress and trying to do things better by going further out. Backwards is the same thing. I want to pull that band back. I want to pull my band back where my elbow is lined up with my shoulder. My elbow is shoulder height. Once again, pinning my wrist. I'm at a 90-degree angle here. I'm at a 90-degree angle here. I'm going straight back. I'm coming straight down. For this one, there's not going to be any excess back flexion in it because all I'm trying to do is work those small muscles. So I'm straight to the wall, straight back, straight down. Up to maybe greater than a 90, but not much more than that. If I want my elbow to stay in that consistent position, I'm going straight back down. Controlling the band again, the band doesn't control me. Next one we have is 3-stop flies. 3-stop flies, forward, backward. You can go whichever way you want to with it. You're gonna have to do both of them. So this one's for shoulder stability. So we wanna have sufficient tension on the band, but we don't wanna lean front with it. I'm gonna start my hand in line with my thigh on this. So my hand gets in line with my thigh. Good posture. I'm gonna hit a 2 count at each position. So 1, 2. 1, 2, at shoulder height, elbows slightly back. 1, 2, at a closed position, chest height. 1, 2, shoulder height. 1, 2, back to my thigh. So one full repetition would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's one. So the full cycle of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That would equal 1. Got 10 of those. Other way, we're just going backwards. So, sufficient tension on the band. I'm starting at chest height right here. Going fly, 1, 2, in line with my shoulders, down to my thighs, 1, 2, in line with my shoulders, 1, 2, in line with my chest, 1, 2. So, full range of motion for 1 rep on this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 1. Got 10 of those too. Next one is going to be med ball rotation and overhead med ball slam. So med ball rotation, I'm going to take my medicine ball, whatever that may be. Important parts here. My feet are stuck in concrete. My feet do not move. I'm going to rotate back as far as I can. My hand is under the ball. My hand is not behind the ball. I'm under the ball. Rotate back as far as I can. Throw it off the wall. Ball rebounds back. Go to the left side. Throw it off the wall, ball rebounds back, go to the right side. Next one is going to be overhead slam. Overhead slam, important parts here. Number 1, if you have a ball that bounces off the ground, don't take your head down to it or you're going to break your nose. I want to have my elbows into my body. As soon as my elbows get outside of my body, now I add excess stress. I also want my hands to be behind the ball, not on the side of the ball because it brings my elbows out. Hands are behind the ball. I'm going to flex back slightly. I'm going to throw it straight into the ground right in front of me. Now I do want to throw these hard, but I don't want to take my head to it. So hands behind the ball, rotate back slightly, throw straight down into the ground. 10 of those. Last one, explosive back flies. Explosive back flies are meant to be done fast. Same sort of back fly we just did in the 3-stop flies. I'm going to have my band out in front of me. Only real important part here is that my hands go up like a field goal post. I want my hands higher than my shoulders, sort of a field goal post. I'm out front and I'm trying to go fast and explosive. 1, 2, 3. Now notice I have a slight amount of back flexion. That's just because I'm trying to get a rhythm, and that's fine and good. That's it. All right, so for the heavy ball workout, tap conditioning balls, tap conditioning. Okay, on the list that you see, the color times reps, that'll be the ball that you are using. So that'll be in the far right corner of this, color and reps, green, blah, 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 blah. So that we don't have to quantify ounces. Now on some of these, you can move to different weights if you feel like the ball is slightly too heavy for you personally based on your age and your strength level. So in the first weeks here, we're looking at back toss, forward toss, bent cross throws, overhead slam, underhand toss, and Marshall throws. So we'll start on back toss here. So back toss, I'm pretty close to this wall, 90-degree angle, wrist to elbow to shoulder, elbow to armpit to ground. I'm coming down, straight across, 180-degree angle, straight out in front of me, toss it back, catch it. These are not meant to be done very hard. I'm looking with my head, I'm not looking with my shoulders to catch. So I want to keep my shoulders straight, I want good posture, down, up, Forward toss, the same thing as backward toss, it's a mirror, but all I want to do, I don't want the ball to rebound and catch back, and I don't really want to lay back, but so far, slight lay back, toss, catch, keep the ball close to the wall, don't let the ball rebound on you. Those are just warm-ups. Next one is bent cross throw. So bent cross throw, I'm going to create rhythm. So I'm going to be sitting down into a poor position or poor good morning position here. I'm going to cross my arms under me. I'm going to come up. I'm going to have good posture. I'm going to be in a field goal position once again, 290-degree robot arm angles. And from right here, I'm going to explode forward. I'm not going to go away from it. I want my nose to be straight into the wall, and I want the other ball I'm holding to act as my glove and stay up center chest. So on this one, the important part here is that we have no layback. We're using heavier balls. We want no layback with our arm. What we're trying to train is the final extension of our throw. So when you get here in your throwing motion, from right here forward is what we're trying to train. So when I go up, important part, like I said, there's no layback. I'm going cross, up, no layback, forward. Full motion, cross, up, pause, forward. Nose to wall, chest to wall. No lay back in my arm. Cross, up, forward, no lay back in my arm. Next one is going to be the overhead slam, underhand toss. So overhead slam, important. Once again, we're throwing a heavier ball than what a baseball would be significantly. We don't want any fly out with our shoulder. So we want to start the ball in on our head. You're going to turn to a shot put position. Ball is on my head. As I throw, I'm coming down. Ball comes off of my head. Slam it into the ground. Pronate off and get as far through my legs as I can. You'll know if you do it right if the ball lands about 6 to 8 inches in front of you. If the ball goes further than that, that means your arm flew out and you threw it too far in front of you. So in full motion, full-ish motion, turn in, into my head, down to the ground, pronate off of it. Faster, turn in, into my head, into the ground, pronate off. One more, into my head, into the ground, pronate off. Next one is going to be underhand toss. Underhand toss, I'm trying to get full range of motion in my arm. We're overhand throwing athletes, so we also want to get full range of motion in our shoulder going underhand. Softball toss is what it is. Bicep needs to be by my ear. So I'm coming up. I want my bicep to be as close to my ear as I can as I go down, and I'm going to throw. So in full motion, bicep to ear, throw, throw, throw. Next one is going to be the Marshall throw. So the Marshall throw is the most important part of this is the setup with your feet. You're going to do the exact same thing that we did in overhand slams into the ground, into that shot put position. So I want my throwing foot to point forward. I want my non-arm throwing foot to point sideways. So if you look over top, I have a 90-degree angle with my feet, and they're slightly spread out. I don't want to be too close. I don't want to be ultra far. I want to sit somewhere in the middle with a 90-degree angle. What I'm going to do with my non-throwing foot is I'm going to turn my non-throwing foot as I would hitting. So ball into my head, just like in that shot put position. Turn in, my foot turns as well. As I throw it into the wall off of my head, and I pronate through and get as much deceleration as I can at the end. So my hand comes off of my head as I throw, Not this way, but this way. So my arm never flies out. So once again, I turn in to that wall, throw, my arm comes straight forward to that wall, and I pronate as far down as I can. So I'm in full motion, my side angle, ball into my head, turn in, throw, pronate off as far as I can. Ball into my head, throw, pronate off as far as I can. One more. Go as far as I can on my deceleration. Those are your heavy balls for week 1.